Hello, friend! Today I wanted to share 3 tips for finding your own beautiful and unique hand lettering style. I know sometimes it can feel overwhelming to want to branch out from the original alphabet that you may have learned, but not really knowing where to start. But I want to tell you that it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I think that finding your own style should be kind of like a fun experiment and not a stressful assignment. And I want to help you figure out just how to do that with these 3 simple tips. But first, if you have not already joined my free 7-day hand lettering mini course and you would like to do that, make sure to check that out in the description box below or by going to howtohandletter.com/mini course. So if you're ready to hear my 3 simple tips for creating your own unique style, then let's get right into the video. Tip number 1 is to try to think about more than just letter formation. Letter formation is important when you are learning how to hand letter, and I think it can feel difficult when you try to create a new style by only changing your letter formation. What I mean by this is if you are thinking about changing up the way that you write a lowercase o, that can feel really hard because honestly, how many different ways can we draw an oval? So instead of thinking only about how we can write a certain stroke in a different way, let's think about it a little bit further. We can think about our preferences and what we like and what we don't like in different areas of our hand lettering. So let me give you a few examples to get you started. The first thing is texture. Do you like a solid and clean brush stroke, or do you like a textured and streaky brush stroke? What about color? Do you have a certain color palette that you love, or do you prefer just using one color for your entire lettering piece? You can think about your tools. Do you like lettering with a brush pen or maybe watercolor and a paintbrush? Do you prefer a dip pen and ink or even a monoline pen? Each of the differences above can help to create a different and unique look. It's not just the type of brush pen or the way you write an oval that makes a huge difference. It's your unique combination of those things. For example, a bouncy lettering style using a happy color and watercolors will probably look quite a bit different than a bouncy lettering style using only a black brush pen, even if you use the same lettering techniques. So thinking beyond letter formation is one way to start to determine what your own unique lettering style may be. Tip number 2 is to experiment with each letter individually. Try to think of each letter by itself before you create a whole alphabet or lettering piece in a new style. The way that I like to do this is to think about a letter that I'm struggling with and try to create a bunch of variations of that letter. Some might be tall, some might be bouncy, some might be faux calligraphy, some might be monoline, and so on. But by experimenting with all of these different ways to write one letter, I'm kind of figuring out what I do and also what I don't like. Once you do this, consider circling your favorites so that you have them for quick reference. I know this can feel really difficult, but I would encourage you to challenge yourself to just come up with as many different combinations as you can. This is why I created my 12 ways to letter worksheets that I'm using in this video. A bit of the guesswork has been taken out, so instead of trying to think of different ways to form each letter, you can simply trace the ones that I created. Now, you don't have to use these worksheets, you can totally do this freehand. But my hope is that these worksheets give whoever is using them a great starting point for finding your own unique style. If you are interested in the 12 ways to letter worksheets, they are a digital download where you can print them out from home, so I will leave a link for them below and a discount code for you as well. And on to tip number 3. I think that this tip is probably where a lot of people actually start when trying to find their own style, and that is putting unique combinations together. But I think that if you do the foundational work of figuring out what tools you prefer, what styles of letters you like, and what overall feels you like in your lettering, you will hopefully have a bit more direction when it comes to creating new words and phrases. In this step, I would encourage you to take some of your new letters that you created or the ones you practiced in the 12 ways to letter worksheets and try to mix and match them as you create words. This can be a process, and I'd encourage you to try lots of different options. Once you do that, you can always go back and rework them again. I go back often and figure out new ways to add even more style to my lettering. Sometimes that's taking a letter that would normally be lowercase and making it a capital print letter, or sometimes it's disconnecting 2 letters that would normally be connected, or turning my lowercase script R into a print R. This process is not a one-time only thing. You can do this over and over and over again as your style grows and matures with you. And please remember, comparison is not usually helpful, and we are all on a different journey. So don't let yourself feel frustrated if your lettering doesn't look just like someone else's. You are doing a great job with your unique style. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you are interested in joining my membership group, I will leave that link below as well, or you can go to bit.ly/joinlettertogether. This is my group where members get 2 sets of printable hand lettering worksheets each month, as well as a bonus video sharing tips and tricks about that month's lettering practice. So if you are interested in that, like I said, the link will be below. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next one.